Precisely 6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Danushka Madhavala and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. Vab Full Moon Poya Day falls today. Kushinagar International Airport commences operations today. Sri Lanka will operate the inaugural international flight. The government is ready to reopen the schools with less than 200 students. All Pirivans in the island will be opened again for studies from tomorrow. 548 new COVID-19 cases were reported yesterday. News overseas. North Korea confirms successful submarine-launched missile test. Local news in detail. Today is Vap Full Moon Poya Day. The Vap Full Moon Poya is a very significant Poya in the Buddhist calendar. According to the Buddhist history, many events related to the life of the Buddha occurred on this Poya Day. It was on a Vap Full Moon Poya Day that the Buddha ended his 7th Vasana treat for the rainy season since his enlightenment, which he had spent in the celestial abode of Tavatissa. There he had engaged in preaching Abhidhamma to the Devas and deities headed by Matrudeva. Accompanied by a procession of devotees, the Buddha descended near the city gates of Sankasapura, whereupon, having reached Dhamma to the great crowds which flocked to witness the strange event, he declared Arahat Sariputta as the most intelligent person among all the disciples when he successfully answered various difficult questions put to him by the Buddha. The Indian High Commission in Colombo said Prime Minister Narendra Modi is scheduled to inaugurate the international airport in Kushinagar today on Vap Poya Day, with the inaugural international flight operating from Colombo to Kushinagar. Kushinagar has a preeminent position given that the Buddha attained Mahaparinirvana here. It may be recalled that Prime Minister Narendra Modi had announced during the virtual bilateral summit with Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa on the 26th of September 2020 that the first international flight to Kushinagar will be for a group of Sri Lankan pilgrims. The flight heading to the airport took off from Katunayake a short while ago and scheduled to land in Kushinagar at 9 a.m. The inaugural flight included 100 senior Buddhist monks and political representatives as well. The Sri Lankan delegation will also visit Varanasi during their stay in India. The sacred Kapila Vastu Buddha relics from the Rajaguru Sri Sambhuti Mahavihara of Vaskadua will also travel on the inaugural flight on Vap Poya Day, which is today. The sacred relics are being ceremonially brought on board the first international flight to Kushinagar by Most Venerable Vaskadue Mahinda Vamsanayaka Thera, chief incumbent of the Rajaguru Sri Subhuti Mahavihara, who is the present custodian of the relics. The sacred relics will be received with due reverence at the new international airport in Kushinagar on arrival and will be accorded full state honours by the Government of India. Exposition of the relics will be held in several Indian cities, including Kushinagar and Saranath. Education Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said that all possible measures have already been taken to start the primary sections of schools with less than 200 students tomorrow. Accordingly, it is planned to start more than 3,800 schools under the first phase of the school's reopening program. However, several teachers and principals' trade unions have announced that their members would not report for duty tomorrow and the day after, but will be on duty from next Monday. However, several other trade unions emphasize that their members will be on duty from tomorrow as they give the utmost priority to the school education of students. They also complain that some trade unionists have political motivations. The minister emphasized that steps will be taken to start schools in accordance with the COVID-19 prevention guidelines of the Health Ministry. Health guidelines will strongly be followed in school premises to ensure the protection of the entire school community, the minister added. As almost all schools with less than 200 students are provincial schools, several rounds of discussions have been held between the Education Ministry and the provincial governors regarding the commencement of schools. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news. We continue with more stories here at home. Additional Secretary to the Ministry of Education, MDL Dharmadasa, says that they are ready to commence the educational activities of the schools with less than 200 students. Cleaning works of the schools are taking place these days. The Additional Secretary praised the teachers and principals who came forward to commence the activities of the schools despite the trade union action. Meanwhile, Minister Dallas Alahaparuma says opening of schools is a victory for children. He said that the process to solve the teachers and principal issue has come into a positive conclusion through two different paths. He pointed out that the winner of the agreement is the children of the country. He has requested the parents to bring their children to schools. State Minister Vijitha Berugoda says that all pirivans in the island will be opened again for studies tomorrow. All Buddhist pirivans have less than 200 students. They are now set for studies by sterilizing the classrooms and buildings. The State Minister further said that the date of opening of Sunday schools will be notified later. Discussions with all incumbent theories the Balamandala island-wide are being conducted in this connection. Meanwhile, Secretary to the Ministry of Education, Professor Kapila Pereira, said that special programs have been introduced to make children familiar with schools again. And that's local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
According to the Epidemiology Unit of the Health Ministry, 548 new COVID-19 cases were reported yesterday. According to the Epidemiology Unit report, a total of 532,766 COVID-19 cases have been reported since the inception of the pandemic, while 25,736 infected patients are currently under medical care at hospitals and homes. 492,975 patients have fully recovered and been discharged from hospitals. Sri Lanka yesterday reported 18 deaths and raising the total to 13,525. According to the Epidemiology Unit report, so far a total of 14,785,189 people have received a first dose of COVID-19 vaccine and 12,818,379 have received the second dose. That's our main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And now in Watch Light.
Health authorities urge the public to act responsibly by following health guidelines during the next few days to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Deputy Director General of Health Services, Dr. Hemanta Herat, says that though the caseload has declined considerably, the danger is still there. So people should further continue to maintain physical distance, wear masks, wash hands, and all other instructions given by the health authorities.
World News.
World News headlines. North Korea confirms successful submarine-launched missile test. UK is concerned about rising COVID cases. US Navy report blames crew for devastating fire on the warship. World News in detail. North Korea has successfully tested a new submarine-launched ballistic missile, state media say, confirming earlier reports by South Korea. North Korea's KCNA news agency said the missile had lots of advanced control guidance technologies and was fired from the same vessel as in a 2016 test. It did not mention leader Kim Jong-un, suggesting he did not attend the test. South Korea's military yesterday reported an apparent weapons test in waters off Japan's coast. North Korea has carried out a flurry of missile tests in recent weeks, including of what it said were hypersonic and long-range weapons. Some of these tests violate strict international sanctions. The country is specifically prohibited by the United Nations from testing ballistic missiles as well as nuclear weapons. The UN considers ballistic missiles to be more threatening than cruise missiles because they can carry more powerful payloads, have a longer range, and can fly faster. UK Prime Minister's office says it is keeping a very close eye on rising COVID cases, but the Cabinet has not yet discussed rolling out its Plan B to control coronavirus in England this winter. Daily cases have been above 40,000 for 7 days in a row, with 43,738 new COVID cases reported on Tuesday. Another 223 deaths have been recorded, the highest since March, although daily figures are often bigger on Tuesdays. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has told the Cabinet the UK faces a difficult winter. Finally, on world news, a U.S. Navy report has concluded that major failures within the military command chain allowed a fire to destroy a U.S. warship, according to U.S. media. The USS Bonhomme Richard burned for 4 days in San Diego, California, in July 2020. The fire injured 40 sailors and 23 civilians. The new report identifies 36 sailors, including 5 admirals, as having contributed to the loss of the ship. It also identifies multiple cascading failures in the fire response. Arson charges have been filed against one sailor who allegedly started the blaze out of animosity towards commanders, but the new report finds that a lack of response allowed the fire to grow rapidly in size. And that's world news.
And now in development news.
Hambantota International Port launched its first integrated solid waste management initiative recently on the Company Day of China Merchants Group, the parent company of CM Port. The initiative is a strategic approach to sustainably manage biodegradable solid waste. The process covers the source, generation, segregation, transfer, sorting, treatment, recovery, and disposal of waste in an integrated manner.
Sports news.
And on cricket stories, the first round Group A qualifying match for the ICC T20 World Cup will be held today between Sri Lanka and Ireland in Abu Dhabi. The match scheduled to begin at 7:30 p.m. Sri Lankan time. Sri Lanka won the first match against Namibia and now leading the points table in Group A. The same team faced the previous match will play today's game as well. And in soccer, Lionel Messi scored twice as Paris Saint-Germain came from behind to beat RB Leipzig in the Champions League. Kylian Mbappe put the hosts ahead, slamming into the bottom corner on the counter-attack. But Andre Silva and Nordi Mukele scored from Angelino crosses to put the German side ahead. Messi had a shot tipped onto the post and tapped the rebound into an empty net and then scored a Panenka penalty to win the game. PSG won a penalty deep into injury time, but instead of Messi stepping up for a hat-trick, Mbappe took it instead and skated it over the bar. And that's sports news.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U-Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Facebook has agreed to pay a record $14.5 million to settle claims it discriminated against U.S. workers in its hiring practices. The U.S. Department of Justice had claimed the tech giant routinely overlooked U.S. workers in favor of foreign ones on temporary visas. It is the biggest penalty of its kind issued by the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice. Facebook said it strongly believes it met the federal government standards.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 go sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Economic news. Courtesy of
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
And on economic news, 9 big companies, including Amazon, IKEA and Unilever, have signed up to a pledge to only move cargo on ships using zero carbon fuel by 2040. They hope the aggressive target will push the heavily polluting shipping industry to decarbonize faster. Cargo shipping produces 1 billion tons of climate pollution each year, as much as the country of Germany. But critics say shipping firms are not doing enough to meet Paris Agreement goals on emissions.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
Another weather update. Showers or thunder showers will occur over most parts of the island after 1 p.m. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places. A few showers are likely in the eastern and southern coastal areas during the morning. General public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
Back to the headlines. VAP Full Moon Poya Day falls today. Kushinagar International Airport commences operations today. Sri Lanka will operate the inaugural international flight. The government is ready to reopen schools with less than 200 students. All Pirivans in the island will be opened again for studies from tomorrow. 548 new COVID-19 cases were reported yesterday. News overseas, North Korea confirms successful submarine-launched missile test. With that, we conclude the morning bulletin of news.